Hiya.
Hello.
Welcome to the Geeky Puffin Knit Palooza Layer It On KAL information video.
Information video.
Yes. I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
I'm Dammy, also known as Dammy's Doodles.
And our missing co-host is Sam, also known as Stealth Dragon. And together the three of us organize and co-host the Geeky Puffin Knit Palooza, which, if you're watching this and you don't know what that is, it is a knitting retreat in the UK. This past year we had it in Edinburgh, Scotland, where we live. This year we're having it in Farnham, England, which is also still here in the UK, which is down about 50 miles southwest of London. And the dates are Thursday the 10th of November through Sunday the 13th of November, 2016. I almost said 2013. That was a long time ago. So if you are interested in attending, you can sign up at
geekypuffinknitpalooza.com.
That's right. And we also are going to have an on-site vendor market on this Saturday. So if you are a Fiber World business and you are interested in vending at the vendor market, you can also sign up for that at
geekypuffinknitpalooza.com.
That's right. So this video today is to talk to you about the Layer It On KAL. What is a KAL?
It's KAL, which stands for knit along, but our KAL is also a crochet along and
A weave along.
A weave along.
So,
no spin.
No, not spin for this one. So, this KAL is going to start on Wednesday, the 1st of June, and it runs through Monday, the 31st of October at 23:59 GMT. So we're on UK time. So you can start anytime after 12:01 a.m. on the 1st of June. And the items that count for this KAL, we don't have just specific patterns to knit for a KAL. Yeah. We have a theme. So it is for any item that can be worn by someone who is 13 years or older. So essentially teenage up through adult clothing, accessories.
Yeah, so no like baby sweaters.
Yeah, no blanket squares, no washcloths.
What about animal sweaters?
No animal sweaters. 13 and older.
Animals aren't people 13 years or older.
That's right. Yeah, so it has to be something that can be worn by someone who is 13 years old or older. Mm-hmm. We are going to have 3 teams hosted by Dammy, Sam, and I. Our 3 projects will not count.
No, but
because
we'll go along to motivate you.
Yes, I mean, we'll still be knitting, but like, for example, I have a whole lot more time to knit than Dammy does because she's still in school and she's doing some summer courses, so that's not totally fair. So the 3 of us will not be counting our projects, but we'll all be working on projects along with you. Mm-hmm. So this year's Layer It On KAL has, to go along with the fact that we're very geeky, and thus Geeky Puffin Knit Palooza, it has a Star Trek theme. Yes. Don't worry, if you don't watch Star Trek, it's okay, you can still participate. But this year we each picked a Star Trek captain to name our team for. So what is your team?
Team Janeway, and I have coffee, but it's not black. I know that's sacrilege, but
so
oh well.
Janeway is from Star Trek Voyager. Mm-hmm. Who is Sam's captain?
Captain Archer from Star Trek Enterprise.
And since Dammy stole my captain, I have this thing where I love a lot of them. But I finally decided to go with...
But not all of them?
Kirk is not my favorite. I still like him, but he's not my favorite.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with Picard from The Next Generation. So, when you create an item, it is going to count for a certain number of points for your team. So, for 4 points, you can knit sweaters, tops, dresses, and skirts. I'm saying knit, but that means knit, crochet, or weave. Okay? So, sweaters, tops, dresses, and skirts will give you 4 points each, because you can do as many items as you can finish during the KAL. For 3 points will be shawls, cowls, scarves, and ponchos. For 2 points will be socks, slippers, and gloves. And for 1 point will be hats and fingerless mitts. Now, unlike the KALs that you and I tend to do for the Geeky Girls Knit podcast, for the layered on KAL, you can use works in progress. However, you will only receive half the number of points. So if you have a sweater on the needles before June 1st, but you finish it during the KAL,
doing some knitting on
Yes,
it.
you have-
Binding off and weaving in ends don't count.
yeah, you have to do at least one stitch of knitting, preferably one row of knitting at least. But
Just
you,
knit the last stitch.
yeah, I could tell you a whole stash story, but we won't do that because we're trying not to make this video too long, and it's already long. So a sweater would normally give you 4 points. If it's a work in progress, you'll only get half the number of points, so you'll only get 2 points. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. You can also receive bonus points for different things. So the first type of thing that you can get bonus points for is for color. Now, what is your favorite color?
Purple.
What is Sam's favorite color?
Teal.
What is my favorite color?
I have no earthly idea.
Pink. So if you use pink or purple or teal, you can receive 1 point per color per project. So for example, this shawl back here has pink in it, so I would get 1 bonus point for it.
But you didn't make it.
No, I didn't, but I'm just saying an example. If your project has pink and purple in it, you get 1 point per color, so 2 bonus points.
But
If you have a project that uses pink and purple and teal, all 3 colors, you get 4 bonus points. And you can get color bonus points for every project. Okay? The new thing that we're adding is the Star Trek bonus. If you can relate your project somehow to Star Trek, you get 1 bonus point per project. Dammy, why don't you give them some examples?
I would love to.
Okay, I'm gonna have
Well,
some coffee.
For example, you could say this project is red, and red is the color of the command division. Or you could...
Uniforms.
Yes. Or there are several Star Trek inspired patterns, so you could do something like that. Or you could say, the captains need these socks to keep their feet warm on these chilly starships.
Some yarn companies have Star Trek colorways.
Yes, it is.
You could say, I'm watching Star Trek. I watched Star Trek while knitting this project.
Yeah.
We are pretty loose on this. If you can figure out some way to connect it, you can have the bonus points.
Yay.
The bonus point. You get 1 point per project. And so if you have any questions about that, we're going to put by the time this video is up, there will be a chatter thread in the Geeky Puffin Knit Palooza group on Ravelry, and feel free to ask questions there, or if you're not sure, okay, just post there or send us a PM. Okay, and then the other kind of bonus points you can get are vendor and sponsor bonus points. Now, we have not announced our vendors or any of our sponsors yet. So if you end up using something from our vendor or sponsor, and you've in a project that you finished before we've announced it, just let your team go in and edit your post in the FO thread, but also in the chatter thread, earburn Dammy, because she's going to be in charge of doing all the points. I want to say calibrate, no, tabulating them. And so she just needs to know that you made a change so that she can fix it in the spreadsheet. Does that make sense? So if you use items from our vendors or sponsors, you get 1 point per sponsor up to a 4 point maximum. So if you use stitch markers from one of our sponsors, you have to post photographic proof when you post it in the FO thread. So you would need like a work in progress picture with the stitch marker on it. Or if you use a yarn from a sponsor, or if you use a pattern from a sponsor or vendor, you can get 1 point per item used per project, up to 4 points max. The only caveat to that is if you use one of my patterns, a Java Pearls Designs pattern, or one of Sam's project bags, you get 2 points per thing, but still up to a maximum of 4. So you could use one of my patterns and one of Sam's bags, and that would get you 4 points total because that's your maximum. So even if you use stitch markers from a vendor, you wouldn't get a point for that because you're already up to 4. Okay? Or you can mix and match. So if you did one of my patterns and then a vendor yarn and a sponsor stitch markers, that would be 2, 1, and 1. So up to 4. Does that make sense? Okay. Let me see what else is in this thing here of the notes we wrote. Okay. Then there are going to be some ways to earn bonus points as a team. So, one of those ways is yardage. When you post your finished projects in the FO thread for your team, you need to include the amount of yardage of yarn that you used in that project. If you do not post it, we are not going hunting for it. If you don't post it, we won't count that yardage. We'll still count the project because you posted it, but we will not count the yardage. The exception to the yardage rule is if it's a work in progress, only count the yardage from June the 1st on. So if you were working on a shawl and it's not done, you need to make note of how much yarn you've used, which you can do by weighing the leftover yarn that you still haven't knit with and subtracting that from what you started with. If you need help figuring that, one of us would be happy to help you figure it out. So include your yardage. And at the retreat, we will do bonus points based on the team's yardage. So the team with the most will get X number, second and third, and that'll be added to your total number of team points. Yeah, and then also at the retreat, the other bonus points are going to be, we are encouraging you to bring as many of the items as you complete for the Layer It On KAL as you can. Yep. Now I know some people are coming over from the US or flying in not from the UK. We understand that. Just bring what you can. My suggestion is to base your retreat wardrobe around what you've knit. Okay, it's okay though. Just bring what you can. And at the retreat, your team will pick one person, and then you'll have X number of minutes to layer on to this person as many of the finished projects as you can.
Yeah. Last year, for my team, it was me because I was the smallest.
It was hysterical. I think that was the funnest point of the entire retreat. It was so hysterical. It was so funny. So again, it'll be the team with the most get X number, second and third. And then all those points will be added up. And the team with the most number of points will get a very, very, very special exclusive prize for each team member. Now then, we also have 3 individual prizes. So Dammy, as she is tabulating the team prizes, she is also going to tabulate individual points. The yardage bonus and the layering it on thing at the retreat where you're putting it all onto one person, those points won't count for individual. But the color bonus points and the Star Trek bonus and the vendor sponsor items bonus, those will count. The top 3 point earners, regardless of if they're on the winning team or not, will each win a voucher to spend at the vendor market. So, the hashtag for the knit along, you can link it on Ravelry when you do your project pages. There's a section for tags, or if you're posting it on social media, use hashtags, and that hashtag is GPKP, so Geeky Puffin Knit Palooza, LIO, Layer It On, KAL, KAL, 16 for the year. So GPKPLIOKAL 16. I will do my best to remember to put that on the screen right here, but it'll be in the thread in the Ravelry group as well. We will be announcing teams on the Friday the 27th of May. If you are signed up for the retreat, either as an attendee or a teacher, you should have gotten an email on Friday the 20th of May, which hopefully is today as you're watching this, asking if you are interested in participating. We need to hear back from you so that we know whether to assign you to a team or not. We understand some people may not want to participate, and that's totally fine. This is an optional activity. And then, like I said, we'll announce the teams on Friday the 27th of May. And for people that sign up after that to the retreat, we will ask them if they want to participate. And if so, we'll assign them to a team. And if that's the case, you can back post. So like if somebody signed up for the retreat on the 1st of July, and then they want to participate in the KAL, we'll add them to a team and they can post any projects they finished from June the 1st, even though they weren't signed up for the retreat yet. I think that's totally fair because some people might be waiting to see what school schedules look like for their kids or whatever. It's totally fine. That's not a big deal. When we announce the teams, I will create 3 FO threads, that's finished objects, in case you don't know that term. 3 FO threads, 1 for each team. But then that will remain locked until June the 1st when we start the KAL officially. There will also there's going to be 1 main chatter thread where all the details are posted, but then we'll also have 3 individual chatter threads, 1 for each team, so that you can cheer your team on and post and such. And the 3 of us will do our best to keep our eye on our team stuff as well. So if you have any questions, post them in the Ravelry thread or send us a PM. I'm Java Pearl on Ravelry, your Dammy's Doodles, and Sam is Stealth Dragon. We're super, super excited about this knit along. It was one of the funnest parts of the retreat last year, and we know it's going to be so much fun this year. You have anything else to say?
I know Team Janeway is going to win this year because we will be fueled by the finest organic suspension ever devised.
Team Picard, all the way. Last year we had Team Colors was our names, and Team Pink, we won. And it was amazing. And this year, Team Picard, we're going to win. We can do it. Tell them once again if they're not signed up for the retreat yet, or if they would like to apply to vend at the vendor market, tell them where to go.
GeekyPuffinKnitPalooza.com.
That's right. All right, we hope this has given you all the info you need. We're super excited to get started, and happy knitting. Bye.